Welcome to episode number 49 of the Friday Fizz. Today we're going to talk about some massive PR disasters on the back of United Airlines.
Home sweet home.
So anyway, this week, competition last week. Who was the winner last week?
So it was pineapple on pizza, wasn't it? And funniest comments.
Yeah. Does Chris even know who the winner is?
I mentioned it, who it might be.
Did you?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so we'd like to congratulate Charlotte of Chris, the guy behind the camera fame, his missus. So congratulations to Charlotte. You have officially won a chocolate pizza from the place in town.
Yummy, yummy.
I liked it because it was alcohol themed.
Exactly.
So.
I think she just pushed the button there, didn't she? She knew.
So what's the biggest story of this week? Can anybody say what it is?
United Airlines, I think.
It's hilarious. Well, no, it's not. It's horrific, actually. It's not hilarious at all.
The response is hilarious, but the incident itself is obviously pretty bad.
Yeah, so for those of you who haven't seen it, we'll show you a little clip of what happened.
Oh my God! No! Oh my God!
I have to go home.
So, as you can see, some poor chap got physically removed from the aeroplane. Do you want to give us a bit of backstory on this?
It was effectively an overbooked plane, wasn't it? And
they'd overbooked.
Some employees turned up to take the seats, but they didn't have enough seats, so they asked for people to volunteer to leave the plane. No one volunteered, or not enough people volunteered. So then this guy was randomly selected to volunteer himself.
We selected you to volunteer off the plane.
Refused to, and then was forcibly dragged.
Yeah, which is a PR disaster. Airlines overbook all the time. It's a business strategy because you get connecting flights that are late, which causes people to miss out, blah, 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 and various other reasons. I was reading up on some stats, and it's something like it sort of works because 0.06% of the time they have to ask somebody to volunteer. Wow. But 0.06% of the time is something like 60-odd thousand people. But obviously there's millions of people who fly, so it's actually, it does kind of stack up. However, they don't normally get to the point where they sat in the seats, luggage loaded, thinking they're about to take off, captain doing the security and then somebody turns up and says, sorry, you're going to have to leave. It's horrific. And also, the reason for removing them, which they haven't denied, was because they had 4 members of staff who were working the next day who needed a lift on that flight. Don't move your customers to give your staff a lift. It's like you're saying that you're better than them.
And you look at it now and it's like 4 people potentially missing the next day's work or international.
Multi-millions of pounds worth of PR disaster. And then his reply where he said that the customer was being belligerent and disruptive. Off! Unbelievable. I cannot believe the fact that this is a smart guy. It's the CEO of a massive company, and he turned around and blames the customer in the first place. We've seen the video of him being forcibly removed, right? It should never get to that point. If he was so passionately not wanting to volunteer to go, then surely he has a fairly good reason. For him to blame it on the customer when we've seen him physically removed, I just think it's insane. The first thing you do is accept some responsibility and diffuse the situation.
And then the email went round to the staff saying we take no responsibility kind of thing. We're fine on this.
Oh, we did the right thing, and then obviously some staff member just said, "Oh, this might be press worthy." Probably got paid $5,000 to send it out to the press, and then all of a sudden that gets out that he's saying, "Oh, we did the right thing." Finally, the PR company said, "Please stop sending your." They completely spun it on the head and took all responsibility and said it should never happen, it will never happen again, blah, blah, blah. Quite rightly so, should have been your first response, and he shouldn't have needed to go to the PR company to get that.
It's that PR 101, isn't it?
Anyway, talking about this Oscar dude who failed so miserably in PR this week, Oscar Munoz, that dude anyway, CEO of that airline company that we were just talking about.
Oh,
he used to work for Pepsi. And what did Pepsi do recently?
Well, it's another PR disaster, really.
Right.
They dealt with it a bit better, but you might have seen it. It was an advert that was released with one of the Jenners, Kendall Jenner. So you've got a protest going on, pretty peaceful protest.
Yeah.
But with all the things going on in the world, that's probably something you'd avoid. And you know, you've got the coppers looking pretty stern and serious. And then she comes out, hands them a can of Pepsi, and everything's rosy in the world. Everything's good. Can of Pepsi solves all the problems. No protest, nothing like that.
And so what was the reaction to that?
So obviously it got slated for just being insensitive, you know, just ill-judged kind of timing on it. But Pepsi did all right.
Forget timing. Ill-judged altogether.
Well, it's just a strange concept.
It's
why would
a
you
weird concept.
Whichever agency thought of that is probably gone already. But yeah, Pepsi did all right compared to United Airlines. They came out quickly, took the advert down, and responded saying, "Yeah, it was ill-judged. Sorry about it," and it was cleaned up. Obviously, people have still mocked it, but it's gone.
It's not going to affect the brand though, is it? Whereas the United Airlines, clearly, the stocks dived the next day, and people, you know, I must have seen at least 100 tweets of people saying never booking United Airlines.
Yeah. Well, deleting the app. Because have you seen the app for the United Airlines? Well, like the recent update recently added the new drag and drop feature. I don't know if it's just a big spoof, but it was very funny. So now everyone's going to delete the app on the back of that.
There's a business opportunity here, Sam, right? We could be the agency that reviews the ads before they go out.
If you watch these videos, I don't think anyone would say we're the ones to review things and kind of sign things off.
Or on stupid ads that should have been pulled.
Who the f*** signed that off?
It's all about PR today. Another disaster was Uber. Well, I mean, Uber are on a whole run of disastrous PR things, including their former CEO now. He's still the owner, but I don't think he's the CEO anymore. I think. Anyway, he got into an Uber taxi and the Uber driver took the opportunity to tell him that he felt things were unfair, and he just went on a massive rant.
How much is the mile now? $2.75? You know what? What? Some people don't like to take responsibility for their own. They blame everything in their life on somebody else. Email for town card. Good luck.
I had 3 Uber rides in London this week, and I spoke to every single one of them, and not one of them thinks that they get a fair deal. Anyway, the PR woman at Uber's quit. Yeah. That's a PR disaster in itself. Yeah. The fact that your own PR woman's quit, and she did she put out a statement saying it's for personal reasons. It's nothing to do with Uber. Blah, blah. So that's the PR bit, and then the social media side of it. This is Sam manipulating his status as a Friday FIZZ
star.
Right, because he's pissed off that Aldi didn't get back to him.
Well, they have now responded. So a couple of weeks ago, I bought some Monge 2 from Tesco. Tweeted.
A couple of bits of what?
Monge 2. And got home, and I was disappointed to find that a couple of the bits of Monge 2 were a bit mouldy. So we tweeted Tesco. They responded, and
how quick?
Like within hours, and DM'd and stuff like that. And then within a week, I got a £2 voucher through the post.
How much did they cost you?
Less than £2.
Wow.
So
profit.
I mean, yeah, I was well happy with that. I went and Ellie actually went and bought loads of biscuits with them. So last weekend, Aldi, we bought some cherry tomatoes. Got home, and one of them actually had fluff on it, like white fluff.
Do you not look at the things you're buying?
They weren't that bad in the shop, I don't think.
What, they've just got mouldy in the 20-minute
I'm not going to look at a packet
to get back.
and see, oh yeah, every tomato in there's fine. I sacrificed the ones around it as well, just to make sure. So I lost probably 5 tomatoes. Tweeted Aldi, and their response was, take it in store with the receipt and for a full refund. To be honest, I can't be bothered. I was hoping for Tesco where I'd just get a voucher through the post, but it's disappointing.
You can tell he's tight, can't you? So Aldi, it's an absolute disgrace.
Yeah, I'm glad you responded, but I would have preferred a voucher in the post. So if you want to send something to Friday FIZZ, we'll put out a new episode.
Seriously, nobody sent us any freebies for like 3 weeks. What the is this?
But on the back of this, actually, there was an article came out this week that said last year, social media complaints resulted in a £65 million payout in total. If you think about all the things, I mean, £2 tomatoes is one thing, and everything else that people must claim for, on like your flights and your delays and all that kind of stuff.
But I mean, it's something that these big sort of consumer-based businesses, B2B as well, but more B2C, in that it's a massive resource they've got to consider. It's not even just the refund, it's resourcing up in terms of having the capability to reply to people, giving them the authority to authorise these things, the administration of then actually delivering things.
Well, that's it. Aldi's
things.
Response, I suppose, is the more economical one to say take it back to the store because there's someone there to deal with it. Tesco, like you say, have got to go through the process of probably 5 to 10 messages, getting all the details, coordinate it on social media, pass it on to someone to then send out a voucher. It is a pain. but it's which one works best, I suppose.
That noise.
Thanks for watching Friday Fizz. Don't forget to like, comment and share, and look out for next week's Friday Fizz because we've got a special episode for the episode 50. What's also hilarious about the I've totally still forgotten. Gone.